So I'm like, okay, it's time to, make our dreams come true 5 years later. So let's go to the Burning Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week we haven't prepared any topic as we used to do because I'm still settling into this new platform. So I think
Okay.
next time we'll choose some kind of topic probably. Today, I don't know, maybe we can do the moral dilemma or a social dilemma or just have conversations about something random. Like last time we talked about films because there was like a nice geography of people, some people from Ukraine, some people from France, and we just talked about different films that represent those films. I mean, those countries.
Cool.
Something typical. So yeah, what's
Well,
going on?
as I said earlier, I'm only here. I was popping in just to check it out. I want to check out the space. I
Nice.
only have 10 more minutes and then I have to jump on a call. And
Mhm.
I'll try popping back in and seeing if you guys are still around when I get back, when I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
We'll be like for an hour and a half or 2 hours, something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice to see you.
Okay.
Anyway, it's like a very pleasant. Where's the reaction? Huh? I'm still looking for a number 5 or 6 on my keyboard as I used to do that on Outspace. So now I gotta get used to.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm like I miss our avatars. I miss the cuteness of them and how they responded to people when they were talking. I really felt like I was being listened to. I don't feel like I'm being listened to with these avatars at all. There's
Mm-hmm.
like little to no human connection on any of the avatars I've seen, even on VR chat, like nothing. People are like, oh, I can upload whatever I want. And I'm like, yes, but your avatar never connects with me. Like these
Yeah.
avatars are not connecting.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. However, last time actually, these are too smooth and too, average. But last time, Lawless, if you remember, do you know Lawless? He's from ADHD
Yeah, I
Guru.
do.
Okay, so he joined last time, and what he did, he actually, there's an option as scanning your face and putting something similar
Yeah, I
to.
know it. I
Mhm.
hate it. I
Yeah, it's
hate it.
creepy. It's creepy, but it was like
It's
a little bit
creepy.
more fun. Yeah, he had like a successful version, I guess, because I never had a successful version of myself.
I have
Um,
never had a successful version. The other thing
exactly.
I don't like though is that your avatar still is not connecting. The
Mm.
eyes do not make eye contact. In alt
Oh.
space, the eyes made eye contact with each other. So even if you weren't looking at the person talking, your avatar was looking at the person who's
Yes.
talking, and therefore the person who's talking feels like they're being connected with and they're being listened to. None of the other avatars do that. It is so distant and disconnected, and it's probably the worst thing for humanity ever to jump into these virtual spaces with avatars like that.
Yeah, true. Outspace was very human, and I think that's that it's been such
Yeah.
a great home to us. And like we've said that so many times that we're thankful to Outspace. And I thought that the next move
Mm-hmm.
for Outspace would be to just be commercialized and like be like there's gonna be more commercial and like some kind of ads and all of that. But unfortunately, they chose to shut down. I wonder what it takes to run the platform like that. Like, is it possible to? Because it's just
Well,
such a waste.
they only had like 10 people running the platform.
Yeah, and I was wondering like if it's possible to kind of. It's such a waste just to shut it down. Is it possible to somehow
Oh,
like?
it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's
We
that's a
offered to
shame.
buy it. There was like 5 different groups that offered to buy it,
Oh really? Mm-hmm.
offered to take it over, offered to keep it going, and Microsoft had zero interest in having it be living.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess such big companies sometimes like they buy some smaller projects just to eliminate nice ideas sometimes. So I have no idea what's.
Well, no, what happened is the person who purchased it was Alex Kipman,
Mm-hmm.
and he's no longer with the company. They got rid of everything that he had anything to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just always comes back to a human factor, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What's our
Okay.
topic today?
I have no idea. Do you have any
I'm
suggestions?
gonna I'm gonna run around and take a look because I want to see
Go
the
ahead. Yeah, you
space,
still have
and I
six
only have
minutes.
6 minutes
Yeah,
before I
yeah.
have to
Uh-huh.
go.
Yeah, yeah. Check out that passage. I like the particles that are moving. Like, so they're like
The
you
moving particles are
spawn and you
nice.
have like yeah, you can walk around. You can still hear us. So they're like
I
four
wish I could
direction.
change the spawn point in here.
Oh, really? I like
Yeah, but
it.
I can't change it. We can't change it
Oh, I
because
guess.
it's like built into the stage.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there's not as much programming opportunities as it used to be in
I
Altspace.
mean, if we made our own, if I made my own, one day I'm gonna just turn this into our own thing.
Nice. Yeah,
Easy to
always.
stage.
This one is clean enough. Like, yeah, I like this passage. It has nice
That's a good
particles.
starting point.
Yeah.
And do you have photos from our events? Like,
Uh,
I need
mm-hmm.
24 photos
24 photos.
from our
No
events, or
problem.
yeah,
No
or
problem.
actually only 20. 20,
20.
and then I'm gonna do, if you would like to, I want to do some graphics for like our Telegram and Discord and stuff, and for your YouTube
Excellent.
channel, and I'm gonna
Excellent.
post them in here as well.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on. Do you want the posters that we posted? Because I have like a bunch of them.
Oh
We
yeah,
could.
posters would be good. Yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah. Send me,
So
put
that
them in a
is.
something and get them to me, or put them in the notes and send me the links on.
Yeah, notes would be fine. Okay, yeah. That way you could just post some of the posters that were like nice, and people could see that and suggest some of the topics they wanna, what's that?
Yeah,
Review.
that they might want to see it again.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Also, I have like we gotta, yeah. I just synchronized thinking. I've been thinking about doing some nice designs that are gonna match the platform, and to see some like other external links like YouTube and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So in here, we can put like the portal things that link straight to different URLs and whatever we want,
Hmm.
really. But I just wanted some graphics too that we could post around as well on different. I got a couple different worlds coming out eventually.
Sure.
I
Sure.
want to post them everywhere.
Excellent. Excellent. Why not?
Uh,
Why not?
yep.
Yeah. Let's do
Try to,
that. Okay. How do I upload it to? Uh,
the note should be
Notes.
able to just drag. If you're on a computer, should be able to just drag and drop it.
Oh, okay, yeah, smart notes. Yeah, so I decided to send the link to all different platforms, my Instagram, my different Telegram chats, and like all that email list. Okay, theory of everything,
Mhm.
donation links, planning. Oh, donation
Oh, is
links.
that
Yeah.
why? Because I seen it was like some more people had liked this space, so you must have shared it.
Uh
So the
huh.
link will never change. It's just access may change for certain people. Eventually, we can just put on that token stuff, or we can like send out. You ever heard of POAP?
What's
Like
that?
send out like an event NFT for events. I mean, we can like pre-send it out and give
Mm-hmm.
people the chance to like invite others or something, make it like a real members type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. That
There's
would
a
be.
couple of
Let's
different
use.
options I
Let's.
wanted to explore.
Okay, let's use different functions. I'm not very good at that, and to be honest with you, I get stressed a little bit when there's like a new stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta learn everything. Okay, so I'm gonna drag and drop it into Theory
Like,
of
oh shit, I
Everything
gotta learn.
brand, like the brand
Okay.
folder. It's
Oh,
uploading.
into the brand. All right, so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm gonna upload all the posters and like a couple of screenshots with our pictures. Remember last time I
Oh,
put
yep.
one of
And if you
ours.
got some headshots too, yep, put your headshot in there too.
What's the headshot? Do you mean real picture?
A headshot is like a selfie. I mean, like a professional or fun selfie for to
Mm-hmm.
share on here, so people see us for real.
Yeah, yeah, would
I
be
might
good.
put some pieces.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we could actually Photoshop them together so that way we look as if we
Yeah,
are,
heck yeah, we can
yeah,
do that.
something like that. Hold on a second, let
I
me.
don't have a lot. I was gonna put one of my fucking cartoon avatar things.
Could be,
I don't
yeah,
like
could
my
work. We could put, you know what? We could put like a couple of us together when we are in outspace, a couple of us in real life, and a couple of us here. Maybe we could, try
Yep,
all of them. Okay, I
sounds
definitely
good.
have
Yeah.
some of the nice shots on my computer. Let me try to find them. I have a
Hopefully
bunch of.
they let me start making clothes. I should be able to start making clothes for the Ready Player Me stuff pretty soon. Then I'll make us some custom theory of everything clothes,
Ooh, drop
wearing
content
shit
here.
like a uniform. Yep, they'll be able
Nice.
to drop it for people.
One files uploaded. Oh, okay, that's strange, but oh, nice. It has like round edges. That's pretty cool. Can you use it in
I mean,
here?
I don't see it yet.
Why not? It's here on the wall. It's small, but still.
Oh,
Precision
see,
scale.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, no, don't put it in here. Don't because okay, the easy way to do it is to load it on your phone. Like if you download it to your phone and then
Mm-hmm.
you put spatial, you can automatically put it inside of the frames. So if you do
Mm-hmm.
it on the computer, you can't do it automatically, but on your phone, just automatically fill the frames.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's the plan.
How does it work when you
Well, I
have
mean, you
like?
probably could do it on here.
Yeah. How do you? Okay. Is it live, by the way? Invite by email, host
Yeah.
settings. Nice. Okay. LinkedIn. We actually have LinkedIn. We could do that. Okay. So should I get into the space and then upload a photo?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I'm fucking playing. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm playing video games. So after after I finish
Okay.
this match, I'm
Okay.
gonna see if we can't do it on web too. Cause I was just trying to do it, but I couldn't get it to work on web.
Well, maybe let's think about the topic that we're going to discuss today.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock now. Yeah, and then
Okay.
I was thinking, do you have Eventbrite where you're at?
Event what?
Eventbrite. Is that
Is
a
that
thing
an
there? It's
app?
like an online platform for sharing events.
I have no idea what that is.
I think it's only an EU or something possibly. I'll send you a link. We should talk about
Mhm.
event platforms, like places where we can post that our event is going on and
Mm.
invite people.
Yeah,
But Eventbrite is one that's real big in America right now. So whatever, we might have to literally go through and figure out what's the platforms in each country that
Mhm.
we're trying to target.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, interesting. Interesting. We could do that. Yeah, officially it's 1 minute. We are in. We are online.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
live. Okay, so when I go into there's some kind of festival or something, right? MVFW. What's going on? There's like a lot of spaces that they created. Okay, live now.
Oh, VFW.
Yeah, yeah, like four letters.
VFW in here is like a for retired veterans.
Oopsies. No, no, it's something. Wow, when I open the live events, I don't see our events anywhere.
Oh,
Jerusalem
really?
Tower.
Um, see, make it live. I think. I don't know. It doesn't have that live button up top here.
Hold on. Screen share, host tools, add content.
Um, yeah. If you, I'll try it. I got
Live.
15 seconds left.
Okay,
Playing Rocket
toggle
League.
webcam. Oh, toggle webcam. Okay, allow. Yeah, boy. Can you see me? I'm in the real camera up there at
Oh
the
yeah,
top.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah, boy.
Let me plug mine in. I guess we'll be on cam.
Settings, audio grouping, environment, host tools, leave audio,
Okay.
save as template, controls, settings. Some of the settings are not always intuitive in here.
Right, they're not. And then I also had some issues on
How?
VR2.
Yeah, for example, how do I find the events? Like, it's problematic. Whenever I get inside the application, I find it like a little bit strange that I can't find the worlds where. Um, yeah, it just maybe it just has like another mechanics. Your spaces, okay. So my spaces, but it doesn't have toe in it.
Yeah, it won't have this space because
Mm-hmm.
it's not your space technically. So I
Mm-hmm.
think you got to come to me. You got to go to me.
Mm-hmm.
It should show.
Okay, trending.
Okay, so right now I'm finna make it publicly listed. So now it should appear. So right now it wasn't, and it also isn't live. Um, your
Oh, there you
you had
go.
a really good description on yours. Um,
What's that?
that I wanted to use.
Which one? Which one? Where?
On your version of Toe, you had a good description there. So I'm finna.
Oh, really? Okay, let me do that. Your spaces, theory of everything, joining.
Can you send it to me?
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
Well, on mine it shows as on mine and your spaces it shows that your that theory of everything is on there too. Because
Mm.
you're like a team member, so it shows that.
Mm.
See,
Interesting.
you're inside of it right now on another.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to. Where is it? How do I save as template? So show speech captions. Host
No,
tools
that's not gonna do it.
has joined the space. Oh, by the way, the mobile version has an AR view mode, which is pretty cool. Like, I don't know how dizzy it's
Yeah,
gonna make
I
you,
think I've
but
seen it.
yeah, yeah. So you go to your
Settings,
options and
share.
wow, that's creepy. I can see that inside my room. It's cool and creepy at the same time. Wow. I can see myself.
Okay, so
That is
stop
just
live.
crazy.
Let's go
Yeah.
live again. Settings. Share.
Блин, какая
Just
прикольная
publicly.
штука. Вот, короче, мы
Hey,
в
hey,
виртуальной
Myla.
версии. А вот это, короче, AR mode.
I gotta
Дополненная
restart.
реальность, как будто в моей реальной комнате мой же аватар. Забавно. Okay, stop recording. Hey, Mylin. Oh, I think, oh, there you go. Mendes is back. It's pretty cool. You're muted in case if you...
Hello.
Hi there. So I tried to let everybody know just a little bit in advance. Okay, so this time we'll see if somebody joins. Okay, let's have a conversation, like a decent conversation. I guess in my experience, whenever you start something that interests you and you forget about like and you're not worried about people joining, that's where it really gets good. When does this game gets good? Like in that meme. Okay, so let's have a conversation. Like recently we had a like a dilemma. Like I used some different techniques that we used in Theory of Everything in my teachings, in my like lessons. Oh, there you go. Do you mind if we go to auditorium? Or do you want to?
Oh, yeah, let's go to the auditorium. So what I'm
We
gonna do is I just want to test this feature, and I'm gonna teleport everybody over there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, we could also go to
Try
a
that.
spawn point so people can see what's going on. Auditorium is nice as well.
Well, I think it shows us in the it shows the auditorium. Mylan took the long way. Seen it,
That's it's not the wrong way. It's a creative way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bring
It's the
users to
right
me.
way, I guess. You're being moved to a host.
Okay.
Ah, okay. You have
All right.
a lot of
Everybody
power
take
here.
your seats.
Take us to the seats. Ascend users
Oh
to
yeah, I
seats.
can do that too, huh?
Okay.
Oh,
then.
you did that. Yep. Now I'm in
Yeah.
the seat. Oh,
Why
it brings
are
us
you in
like
the very back of it?
next to each other.
Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Should I
Right,
follow the good tradition and share my screen with the video? Hold
Yep.
on.
Share your screen with the video.
But I guess I'm not
And then
gonna
actually, since
Huh?
what?
I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I
be
can
able
do it.
to
I
see
hadn't
you
done that.
guys. Yeah.
Oh, you won't. Well, I mean, it should be large in the background. Like, so let me try. I'll try it real quick
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yeah, let's just play around with this stuff.
Share.
I like the
Hold on, I
lounge
got it,
space as well. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Leave. Mm-hmm.
See,
Recent.
maybe 7 hours.
The following transformation is real, but
Oh yeah, that's the video. I recognize it. It's funny that you're both on both devices. Let me.
Do you hear the screen thing?
Yeah. The music.
Yeah. So
Good
different.
quality, but a little bit glitchy for me.
It's glitchy for you? Yeah,
A little bit.
that's right, because it's high res.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is
Is a sound glitchy too?
No, that's fine. Did you turn on your camera as well?
I couldn't figure out how to do that actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Unlock? What's this?
oh, there you go. I see it. Toggle webcam.
Duplicate.
Hey, oh no, I shaved recently. I look like a different person right now.
Oh, do you have my video above my head?
Yeah, it's above your head. Do you see mine?
Oh, yeah, I do. I actually realized that. I thought that it was like just small above the whole dialogue. Okay then.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't show me.
should look decently because I thought that it was just like a small picture.
Oh, it does show me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Mm-hmm.
share screen.
Okay, let's have a conversation. We actually didn't have a conversation about decent stuff like since Altspace shut down. My goodness, it was just 20 days ago. It feels like it's been like half a year ago. Uh, so maybe we can talk about some stuff. Like I think we really overlooked even within 2 years. We were trying to. I kept postponing some of the interesting events, and there are like particular topics that we never concerned, including Myelin. Actually, one of the events that I wish I could talk more about science and physics and quantum physics. I'm not super knowledgeable about it, so I wish somebody else could take lead on that and explain some interesting stuff. I think we could have. I definitely came to conclusion very recently that I would love to. Hey, Alex. I would love. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi there. Hi there. Yeah. I think the old gang is getting together, right? So I wish we could to have I could share my awe of the world, of the universe with you guys and like with people in here in our topics like in theory of everything. So because the scale of the universe, and it makes me at the same time it makes me feel as if we're like very small, and the world around us and the universe is just so vast and so scary almost, because like it's mostly emptiness, and we don't know if there's like life there, not that we know of. And but at the same time I think this is so amazing that just by thinking in some like primitive practical empirical evidence of those experiments that people have conducted, we know so much about the universe. We can physically get to the nearest planets like with a huge waste of time, money, and energy, but at the same time we theoretically we know so much about space, about physics, and about beyond all of that. So yeah, I wish we could. I'm definitely gonna prepare a very decent, like cohesive story, I guess, to share that, like with some demonstrations and stuff. Mylene, what do you think? What would be the topic that you really want to share with people, and you could like work out like some kind of script, let's say, and show us something that you really love, and show us something that you created maybe personally. So. Oh, I gotta open the door.
Well, for, could you clarify the part where sharing people, when you say is these people are just for this event, like theory of everything, or anyone else, like in the metaverse, like in other events? Or is it only specifically for theory of everything?
Doesn't really matter. It would be good in like in theory of everything, but if there are some other events you could share or maybe like take us to, why not?
Well, if it's other, I would prefer to just anything that's conversational, that's like as if on Twitch or on YouTube live events, like everyone teaches each other lively
Nice.
and make a conversation.
Nice.
And yeah, those are stuff that I would prefer when it comes to large community. So everybody just learns something from each other, as well as
Yeah.
like maybe it's English or any science subject. Just sharing with lively with the conversation. That would be my interest.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I actually have like different platforms that I've been like accidentally hopping in and out. Like Olex knows that because I have a chat on Telegram, like for English language, and such like platforms that are outside spatial. I think that they allow for these live conversations, like podcasts and stuff like that. Teaching each other something, that's definitely something that I can I feel like I'm interested in. But I just realized that how rarely I do that. I think programmers and gamers, they do that more often because like you want to learn you solve problems, you learn some new stuff, and it's like a fun process where people share their experiences and help each other. Yeah, conversational stuff.
Yeah, definitely, and easy to share it through the screen, and nothing needs to
Mm,
prepare in laboratory.
nice.
That's why.
Fun. Yeah, that's like fun. Do you have any background in physics?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Oh,
Like a
yeah. Just
degree or?
studied deeply on this project, on this subject,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I do have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I don't have like a formal background in physics other than my education, I think. So I would love you to take me like somewhere deeper into some of the notions from physics, because physics is amazing. Like I think that maths is like the top of all science. It's because of it's like it's a language of science basically, and then comes like physics for me, and then chemistry and all other sciences, biology. I wonder what's
Yeah, this is a cool concept. I mean, everyone loves to, but it's even in physics as well. Without a specific energy, you can't. Uh, it's hard to move an object. Like if you want, there's an obvious calculation. Like if you want to leave the planet Earth, like through a rocket,
mm-hmm.
rocket needs specific energy threshold to reach specific distance. So nothing can be done for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
fuel needs to be enough to reach those specific distance, and this is exactly the
Speeds.
same for learning science as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to just spend a whole day, at least your mind needs to be on this field, and
Mm-hmm.
but uh, steadily it's easy, you can learn it, but it's not within a single moment that you bring anything into your mind, because everything tightly connected each other,
Mm-hmm.
and even I don't know nothing about it, but it's lovely to learn those stuffs.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is.
just spend time,
It
yeah,
is. It
from
is.
beginning, and yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. I think that, in my opinion, like all sciences are interconnected. Like, and I think physics is just the. If maths is a language of the reality, physics is like rules of the reality. So like when you go to study like genes and biology, like all the biological systems, they follow all the physical rules, and on different levels they're different. Like it's like one of the easiest examples is like the quality and properties of water. When you are on the macro level, like a human size level, water behaves in a certain way, and it's like liquid. You can pour it into your container, or maybe drink it or something like that, bathe in it. Whereas for beetles and for mosquitoes or like smaller insects and even smaller creatures, it has like a totally different feature. Like if you get stuck into that bubble of water, there's no way you get out. Like it's gonna trap you, and you're done. And yeah, the properties are very different. Yeah. Anyway, so how has been your life recently, by the way? Like Theory of Everything was a place where we shared like some kind of stuff that happened in our life, and I think we could also have some recap of what has been going on in recent like couple of months. Any news with you guys?
Um, I bought a new house.
What? You bought a new house? Congratulations! That's like serious business. That's pretty cool. How big is it? Is
They're
it like a
one by
house house?
30.
You're
5 bedrooms.
nice. I'm 33 and I
Yeah,
have no no home whatsoever. Formally.
yeah, get to it.
Yeah,
Formally, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Again, we really want to get to a lot of people. So what's the event platform in your country, Mylan, or Olix in Russia with you?
I think Alex is
Mylan, is there like oh, I thought he was in Russia with you.
no, actually he's in the UK, right, Alex?
Really?
Yes, I know in UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we have in America we have
Uh,
this one called Eventbrite where you can like sell tickets to events. So we're looking for platforms like that in other countries. So
Mm-hmm.
money.
I think I could find out like some of the
Hmm.
platforms in Russia, but
Yeah, figure out the platforms in Russia, and then if you guys could do it in your respective countries for us, that would be great. Be a really big help. And maybe share it onto the Telegram or Discord, or just send it to us in a message. Well, Ozzy,
Sure,
you
sure.
join?
I'll I'll definitely look around. Although right now I have no idea where where
Okay.
people just find those specific events. But I
Hmm.
um, found that most of them uses English speaking events. Mostly uses international one, and which
Yeah,
yeah.
mm-hmm.
that's really what
Uh,
I'm looking for, the international one, because I only have one that's like here in America and then part of the UK, but I don't think it covers like all the places. I want to get out to everybody, so I'm trying to figure out an international platform that's for international. So yeah, if you can find something for us, that would be really awesome.
sure. I'll try to message you or through Discord maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our Discord is almost dead, but I think I started posting a little bit more on that platform too.
Well, if I had some control, I'd definitely post a lot more. At least set up some automations there. What I think we're gonna do is we should probably. I want to just move
Restart
to your
it.
Telegram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but or restart the Discord entirely. Just make a new
Yeah, I think we could
since we don't have
restart the
control of that.
Discord because Discord is much more popular internationally. Like Telegram is mostly limited to Russia and like areas around that.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me put that. Thanks.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So in summer we had this dilemma, like dilemma period. So maybe like I could ask you some questions. Like we recently had some discussions, so maybe I can ask you different questions, and we could, just have a conversation around that. Okay. So something similar to what we've got, like we've had with this, illegal. Hold on. I had a website where I wanted to get some more questions. Remember the dilemma that we had with our friends from Greece? The question was like you have a spouse and you've been married for like maybe 7 years or something, and from another room you see that your partner actually is using some powder and putting some powder in your tea, and you have a
Whoa.
yeah you have a suspicion that it's poison or something like that. So what are you going to do in
Uh,
that situation?
hmm. Yeah.
Well, this case, it when it's powder,
Yeah.
it's it doesn't matter whether it's spouse or your close friend or your parents or
Mm-hmm.
your relatives. This is kind of different, and you can't just say something about spouse, but it's
Mm-hmm.
chemical, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to just believe it's something good thing for somebody.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
And yeah, there are different ways and options to solve this problem. And I could suggest that, but I don't want to limit you. I want to let you, come up with some solutions of your own. Are you gonna talk about it? Like something like, are you going to exchange the cups and see what's gonna happen if they drink their own,
Hmm.
medicine?
I think it's Yeah, I think it's better if I would me personally I would call it out. I think it's important that you
Mm-hmm.
see something, say something. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, it could be, something I want in my drink, or it could be something that's, not that good for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely would say something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
what about you? What would you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my first solution is always to have a conversation. Like, even if they did something wrong, like I would try to give them an opportunity to come out and actually talk about it. So even if it's bad, it's always solvable. We could have some solutions for any situation. So I think communication is key, and I would ask them to talk to them honestly, like what I've seen and what I like the suggestions that I have. So yeah.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't sugarcoat it because that's especially if they're dousing your drink. I got friends who think it'll be funny to might think it's funny to do something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, we need to have a communication about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. True.
yeah,
True. Olex, what
as
about
a
you,
as a
Brandon? Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I don't understand about what
Mm-hmm.
about
Well,
what.
if you saw the situation where like your partner is putting some powder in your tea or in your drink, thinking that you don't see that, and you have a suspicion that it's something like poison, what would you do in that situation?
I don't know. Uh, maybe maybe
Mm-hmm. Maybe what?
would you act reasonable?
maybe
Would you?
reject this drink,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this liquid.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
would you call them out on it?
Coffee.
Would you like call them out on it, like say, hey, what is this that you put in my drink?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you do
Yes,
that?
yes.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you shouldn't be playing like that, and especially if I see something like that, I don't know how I may respond, because if I think you're trying to kill me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then if my response to you trying to kill me could be the same violence,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
same type of
Retaliation.
situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Yeah, wait for it. I'm
But
gonna give you some more. Mm-hmm.
it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it does depend.
The,
Depends on who it is, what the situation is.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I have a
Explain.
little
Explain. Mm-hmm.
real data. Like my my mom started to give a
Mm-hmm.
medication or something else to my dad because my dad was too angry or too aggressive
Mm-hmm.
at the specific moment. And as a family members, me and my brothers, and we were just fine to this condition because my dad was too aggressive. And
Mm-hmm.
now, after a couple of years after this event, what we found after some analysis that recently found is that he had a really uh, brain r- uh, trauma or something like that that connected with the cells as well as the blood vessels
Mm.
condition that uh, had a serious problem, but it just over after a specific time at that moment. Now he's okay, but the the analysis shows that he had experienced this condition, and you know, uh, it could be a different when something serious problem uh, in front of the any partner, they would try to something else. But I would say my mom's decision was pioneered improperly. But yeah, this is some kind of situation that could be.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out. It worked out, but imagine if he saw her doing that and he didn't know what was going on. How would he
Oh
feel?
yes.
That would be trouble, probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds a little bit. Yeah, there are so many families where there's like violence inside the family, and like the if it's just so difficult to tolerate that at first, and then like even more difficult to get out of it and like manage that anyhow. So like these
Yeah.
situations are big question. Like, and it's I think that in many cases it's just so hard to break out from that vicious cycle. Almost impossible. Like there's no way you can run away from the abuser or something. Okay, are you ready for the next dilemma? You thought that one was
I got
hard?
one.
Oh, you have it? Okay, let's
I
hear
got
it.
one. Okay. So you're a medical professional working in a small hospital. It's a quiet night shift, and you're the only doctor on duty. Two ambulances arrive with two critically injured patients. One has an elderly woman who just had a heart attack, while the other has a child who was in a serious car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Both require immediate attention, but you only have the resources to treat one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
As the doctor, you must make the decision. Which
Mm-hmm.
patient are you treating first?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody?
Thoughts?
Is it just a little bit loud to me? Like, can you reduce the volume a little bit?
To the YouTube
Yeah, yeah.
video.
Music. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I can start first because, like, I think this is like a very easy for me, a question that is gonna be very easy for me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely choose a child because a child has a longer life ahead of them, and if they got into a car accident, I would try to use the resources. Hold on. Whew, thank you for your attention.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah. So I would definitely use a child because, take a child because children have. I think it's like the same situation as at war. Like when you have limited resources, then you start making those choices that are hard, but at the same time, these are the choices that you have to make sometimes. So yeah. Hi, Marina. We are in the auditorium. Come
Yeah,
to
we are in the
us.
auditorium. I'm find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like because an older adult would have, um, especially an elderly lady would have less opportunity to heal and recover, and a child
True. Mm-hmm.
has a long life ahead. So I definitely would probably reach out to the child first.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Fox,
Ази,
what do you
Ази,
think?
Hmm?
excuse me,
Yeah.
Ази,
Yeah.
можно звук или убрать,
Petition.
э, или потише сделать, мешает
Yeah.
очень сильно, он еще
Medis, can
Так
you
будет
turn
прерывается.
down
хорошо.
the sound as well? Like significantly, maybe keep just 10 or 15% of the sound. Hi, Marina.
Thank you,
You on the
thank
YouTube
you.
video,
Yep.
or
Yep.
is it, or on my value?
No. A YouTube video. Music, background music.
Because I mean, I don't know if y'all see this, but I can't get it any lower than this
Oh
about it.
yeah. It's
Just
not. It's
mute
not.
it. Just mute it.
Yeah, just
Just
mute
mute
it.
it.
Too
Got it.
loud.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's have a decent
Yeah.
conversation. Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a specific, just or specific or widely spreaded condition where your close relatives dies.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people, at least I see around,
Mm-hmm.
people cries. But when infant babies or like 3 months old babies dies,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's genetic, and no one cares about it. And the new baby will born.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
One dies,
nice, you
one
know.
comes, right? Yeah, good point.
the
Because.
value of the,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
the value of the human being based on not just a kind of thing, but uh, based on connections, kind of. Because I've seen several people also when their close people dies, like mothers or fathers, they become. I've seen just seeing that they are a little bit depressed and sad about life as well. In the meantime, when I just compare this condition with the infant uh,
Mm-hmm.
people, like at the or disabled people who can't live properly because of their health
Mm-hmm.
and their disability, they're dying at their young age, like 10 or 20, and because of those diseases, and they've been just all time struggling these kind of diseases, and they can't make it at the specific age. And you know, when compared to dying at 80s or 70s as a mother or father, it's just or something healthy people just contributing to the community. You know, it's just the best ideal life. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
needs to be just worried about just crying or something being sad about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are enough people who can't make it.
Exactly, and I think when people, well, to be honest with you, I think that when people cry over people who die, it's mostly they die, or I mean, they cry for themselves because you lose somebody you loved, and that's basically the reason why you cry. Because especially religious people, like, yeah, why would you cry if you believe that people are going to, like, people who die are going into, a better world, like heaven. So I think it's mostly just almost selfish, gene, yeah, selfish thought that you're not going to experience something. And I think in my case, the first death of somebody who was very significant to me, I was crying not only because of the loss of a person, but because I encountered such idea as finite nature of things, that some things are never gonna happen. That never thing actually came to my life for the first time, and that was like shocking for me. That all the ideas, all the plans that you've had for your whole life ahead of you was not going to happen. So yeah, that's the essence of things that were going on. So yeah, Alex, is he still there? Alex, what would you do
Yes.
if you had to choose between an elderly lady and a child from a car accident?
I think if I were a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
I must follow protocols,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point.
special protocol, and uh, if protocol uh, want me for one patient,
Mm-hmm.
I must follow it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think the protocols would include something similar to that. That kids are gonna be in first priority, and like the chances of recovery probably would be one of those criteria for making decisions.
Or the amount that, if we save the kid, we can build them the rest of their lives for different stuff,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or monetary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah. Good point. Okay. Are you ready for the next dilemma? Let me give you
Yep.
one. Okay, so the situation is that you, let me even read it to you. So, where you and your family love the beach and decide to spend a weekend at an isolated beach cabin. So, your teenage daughter often gets bored in your getaway, so you make plans to take your niece along. As soon as you arrive, a storm is looming on the horizon and the water looks rough. You tell the girls that they can get ready to swim, but come back and help unload the car. They are so excited they do not pay attention to the last part of what you say and run down to the beach to swim. You do not realize that they have done so until you hear your daughter scream. You realize that they are both are caught in a strong current and might be swept out to sea. So you're a good swimmer and you know you can save one of them. So you have a difficult choice to make. I'll have like an additional information added to that, so we could have like 2 rounds of like a discussion. So who would you save, your daughter or your niece?
am I supposed to answer this honestly? Holy cow!
Why not?
I'd probably say my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, unfortunately.
Mm.
I mean, we'll probably all die because I probably feel really bad and try to save both. You know what I mean? And probably just get us all killed. But
Exactly.
certainly, I'll save my daughter first.
Yeah, yeah. An honest answer. What about you guys?
And blame your niece that you should have listened carefully.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm. So,
I feel pretty
Mylin,
bad.
I,
Yeah,
what
I
is
still
I don't
same,
I
same?
don't know. I
Uh-huh.
I'd freeze one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Don't save neither of them. And you can't be blamed.
Oh my god.
That's a hard one,
Let me give you some additional information then.
And then if you do it,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say if I did save my daughter and my niece died, then I feel bad forever.
Exactly,
I mean, it's
exactly.
really not there's no win there.
Mm-hmm. So lose strategy. I guess. Okay, let me give you some additional information then. Okay, so there is some info that your niece is not a very good swimmer. She's a poor swimmer. However, your daughter is a good, strong swimmer, and you may be able to, she's gonna be able to last long enough for you to come back after saving your niece, maybe. So, does that change anything?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I might still, because it's my daughter, so I
Yeah.
might still save my daughter first.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it depends on how well of a strong swimmer we're saying. Are we saying that she goes to summer classes and she's a junior lifeguard and all? If that's the case, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
would save my niece first. But I still think most likely I'll try to get my daughter first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just out of that's my daughter.
Yo, your daughter is a good swimmer, so maybe you, if she goes to this lifeguard, rescue service, whatever level, maybe she can save the niece and deal with it. Interesting. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. If she's a good swimmer, a lifeguard type, she can save her cousin. And I don't even gotta get wet. So
Yeah, that would solve all the problems at once.
that would solve the problem.
Mm-hmm. Miley,
What are your
Alex?
thoughts, Mila? Looks.
Mm, in
Ah,
this
this,
situation, I think I'd rather uh, I'd rather uh, rescue niece
Mm-hmm. Your niece? Mm-hmm. Why?
because my daughter swimming well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But what if she drowns?
And
My father used to say, like, those people who don't, can't swim, they won't drown because they know that they can't swim, so they don't get in trouble. Yeah, saving your niece. Well, that could be another terrible situation where you save your niece, but your daughter dies, and you're like, for the rest of your life, you're gonna be thinking about it. Might be, at least.
This dilemma here is just a no win at all. I guess that's why it's a dilemma.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, do you have any other dilemmas on your hand, on your side?
For me, I got some.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. As a train conductor, you have to make a very difficult decision.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
You're driving on a train track that has a fork ahead, and the fork leads to two separate tracks. One has 5 workers on it, and one only has one. The train is headed toward the fork, and you realize that you're not going to be able to stop to prevent hitting either group of workers. So, which track would you use to divert the train? The track with 5 people or the track with one person? Decide.
Yeah, I think it's another easy dilemma. It's one person, I guess.
no one life is valuable over all lives, is what I was thinking. I guess I got to hit the five
Mm.
because to go for the one would be to choose to value that life. I don't know.
As I said, we discriminate everybody equally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just kill all of them. No, I
Kill them
like.
all then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the. I think the choice is pretty easy because like these are like equal lives. You equally unaware of who these people are. But what if there's like the one person is gonna be some of your family members? Well, that's where the dilemma gets more difficult.
Yeah.
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 What
Well,
if?
then you have to think about, even if it wasn't though, the carnage of ripping five people from the lives of others on the idea of just one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then should there be repercussions for that decision? So, say if the one was a family member,
Mm-hmm.
because you saved your family member and killed five others, should there be repercussions?
Hmm.
Because really, you destroy five lives
Mm-hmm.
over potentially minimizing the total damage of killing one person.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah, that's
I
always
don't
the
know.
dilemma, yeah, of real life because we always value some people we know much more than like just numbers,
Much
right?
more.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If they say
Yep.
like 20,000 people died, you're like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know
Or your
any of them,
grandma.
so I don't care.
Fuck, I'm saving my grandma. The 20 people die or your grandmother. Who are you gonna save?
My God, that's
Yep.
a better dilemma because she's elderly. What do you
Yeah,
guys
but
think?
that's my grandma.
Yeah, yeah. Alex and Mylan, 20 people or grandma?
Yeah,
Your
I
nice
think
grandma, the one that
My grandma's already
in
passed
real
out.
situation,
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'd fall in panic
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah,
Again.
running without any
Mm-hmm.
particular purpose.
yeah.
That's an honest answer. Mm-hmm. Okay, Mylene, what about you?
so my grandma's passed out, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I can't say something about to protect my grandma because because if I used to have such a close connection, I would say my grandma, but right now I can't say something to
Right, I
protect my
understand.
grandma. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's make it more a little difficult then. What if it was like your significant other, your partner? Your partner or 20 lives.
Well, yeah, 20 is a lot.
20 whole lives. Adults, all adults. Half of them have children. Um,
You're not making it easier.
yeah, or
But in
your
that
wife,
case,
or your partner.
uh, I would have look at the situation with my partner. Like, if she is just helping community or helping others rather than just people who are just you know
Yeah, I
uh,
gotcha. Yeah, like maybe she's a doctor or a
person.
scientist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it, not just a doctor or something, but personality just shows how, for instance, how they want to contribute to the community. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for instance, just in specific community, like white presidents will be uh, tightly controlled by group of securities,
Mm-hmm.
and this is because uh, it, even if the life of president could be useless, but it's completely crucial for the community that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to think to government to be run all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So in those kind of situation, whether it's partner or other people who close to me, I would just definitely go to the dimension of the community's value, uh, persons value inside the community,
Mm-hmm.
based on my the dimension to just my axis that to be compare, and I would decide based on these stuff. Although I can't say which one is the best one at that moment, because uh, well, yeah, I would directly look at those dimension and compare within those axes. Yeah.
Nice. I like the way you put the words. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess this is a.
So are we?
Mhm.
Well, I'm just wondering, are we wrong? Are we more wrong for saving our significant other over 20 people? Or are we more wrong to save the people over, person we love?
I think there's no right and wrong. It's really difficult to say what exactly it is because the value of people, like everybody keeps saying, especially in the Western world, they keep saying that the human life is so precious and all of that, but it obviously has different value. And I agree with Mylin that it depends on the situation how valuable some person could be. For example, a regular person could be, fine to be among those 20 people. But what if that person is like a very rare specialist who's going to save like multiple children's lives, if he's like a rare doctor or something, surgeon or something like that?
Right.
So at that, or maybe you get into a like an island, right? On an island, like a doctor could be much more valuable than any other profession. So.
Well,
Mhm.
it's not just a profession, but
Mhm.
personality. Like even if you could be a doctor, you like
Mhm.
not everybody enters into this field because they want to help
Mhm.
somebody, but it could be just a career that stuck it into because of the financial situation. But the
All
personality,
right. Right.
if personality hates
Mhm.
this job, who cares
Right.
about
Mm.
this person?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
everyone hates, and that's why it tightly depends on person's attitude toward the life
Mhm.
and vision of the at
Yeah.
least contribution to the community.
Let alone the human nature that those people we know are much more valuable to us than just like a regular person that we don't know of.
No.
Even if there are like hundreds of people you don't know, you don't care. Like in the news, we hear so many like different situations all
Yeah,
over the
I'm
world.
realizing that I feel like a bad person now because I think I save someone I know
Mm-hmm.
over people I don't know, even if I know like
Mm-hmm.
they got the cure for cancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
still feel like I may decide to save my wife
Mm-hmm.
over them.
Yeah. Make sure you tell your wife. She's gonna appreciate that, I guess. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she better be motherfucker better be appreciative because shit, I just destroyed the world to save you. You know me?
Aw.
Yeah, but I feel bad now though.
Well, you would save her, but feel bad afterwards, right? For not
Yeah,
saving the rest of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good dilemma because I think
yeah,
that
for that. Yeah.
at the moment when you make decisions, you don't realize what you're going to feel like after that, afterwards. And sometimes, like actually, Dostoevsky is one of the writers, like classical Russian writers, who explores these levels of soul. The one of the most favorite, like most popular books that he wrote was Crime and Punishment. The punishment was actually that the boy had killed some like old lady who was not a very pleasant person at that, like from a context of a book. But the punishment was really the suffering that he had after that, because his conscience actually was every single day he would suffer because of that. He's a murderer now and he's a different person and all of that. And the funny situation was that he suffered for days, and then like he decided to go into the police station and tell them what happened, and they just didn't care because they were too busy or something, and they kicked him out. And he was so stressed that even though he was not punished by the law, he was so stressed that eventually I think he died or committed suicide, something like that, just because of the feeling of guilt that came after killing that old lady. Yeah, yeah, one of those. journeys into the soul.
Yep.
Okay. Any other dilemmas do you have? Any?
Uh, I mean, you just finished an exam. Well, I mean, this isn't too bad. Hold on.
Cheating? Okay.
Uh,
Count me in. I'm gonna cheat.
yeah, it was.
It's Russia. Everybody cheats.
If about. Hey, hold up. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. As a doctor, you're a doctor in a baby care unit.
Mhm.
You're responsible for a preemie baby that was born at like half the time, like 24 weeks. The baby's been on a ventilator for weeks and it's not responding well to treatment. As a doctor, should you continue with aggressive treatment to save the baby's life, even though the baby's chances are extremely low, or should you withdraw care and allow the baby to die peacefully?
Good question.
What would you do?
Yeah, kind of similar to what Mylan brought before.
Like, go on, just you have something.
Hmm. Yeah, I would. I don't know. Yeah, I would let the child die peacefully. I probably that would be my first answer, but I think I started changing my mind after I had a conversation about such stuff with my friend, and she said, "Well, I could be that person because like I was very weak child when I was a kid, and like if it wasn't for those doctors who actually fought for my life, I wouldn't be here." And I'm like, "Wow, that kind of changes the perspective again." Like the person you know and appreciate, and you learn some story about this such difference in choice. You think, okay, then now making sense is, and like making logical choices is not always enough. It's all about and at the same time you can't consider all the facts. Maybe if you save that child, that's gonna be like a I don't know, a murder or something. You never know.
Well, then you always got to think about lifelong disability too. Like,
Yeah.
are you by allowing it to die with dignity? Are you saving it from a life of suffering and despair? Or
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things that to consider in that decision making process
Exactly.
beyond whether And that's always been my hardest ones because I've had cancer, and
Mm.
I've had like some treatments that I could possibly have um, disabled children.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want more kids, but if I have a disabled child, do I want it to live a life of disability, or do I want it to,
And the suffering.
just try again next time? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question.
How
I don't
you
know.
sure that your cancer is going to affect your uh,
Well, they said it
uh,
might. I had like a stem cell transplant and stuff, and I have like a blood cancer.
Mm.
So I mean, they said it could have an effect on my children
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
because I've had it. But some of the
but you could
treatments that I've experienced, what was that?
oh, but you could test it before, like
Right.
there's in vitro fertiliz or embryoization, or maybe eggs will be harvested from the mother and your sperm will be taken from you, and the genes will can be observed through, there is a technology called
Yeah,
SARS or
there's
something like
technologies
that.
there now. Yeah,
You
yeah,
could
definitely.
identify the mutation and how
Hmm.
it could be dangerous as well, and even you could find the best cells that could fit to
Hmm.
make a healthy baby. But it costs at least $1,000 per cells to be covered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point to make because, as you said, like lifelong disability. Well, it doesn't always guarantee the fact that people are going to suffer because there are a lot of people who can manage their lives and they're like much more happy than some rich guys, for example, who lost love for life because they don't value things anymore because they had so many different opportunities and experiences that they don't enjoy their life anymore. However, I think that it really depends on the material surroundings of that person. Because being disabled in America or some kind of like France or Denmark is a very different experience as being disabled in some other country like Russia. I would say Russia because it has a difficult environment as well. Because if I said Kenya is much easier to be around. You could because if you don't have legs or something like that, you would be much closer to Earth, right? And if there's like bad communication, bad roads, bad environment, something like bad weather or something, it's gonna be much more difficult to get around, and you just can't afford. Yeah, you just can't afford to compensate for your disability. What do you think?
Yeah, the medication all the time matters,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe it's a lot more
Mm-hmm.
the people around you who
Yeah.
cares about you. That would be a lot more crucial.
Yeah.
Uh, if you're alone and disabled, it will be hard,
Mm-hmm.
scary. But if you have homies, you know,
Mm-hmm.
eh, it doesn't matter whether you're disabled or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I would say that it's rather unpredictable to guess what person is going to have a good environment like in terms of human connection and who's not going to have that. That's like so crucial. I think people are going to pay much more attention in coming years, like to the value of relationships and quality communication with people. Because that's something that makes you happy. And at the end of the day, being happy is much more valuable than many external things.
And I have a dilemma.
Well, go ahead, let's share it.
Or say babies can now newborn babies can be grown
Mm-hmm.
outside the woman's womb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So so the technology let's say made it production ready. It's already ready right now, but it's not production ready.
Mm.
So not every. Uh, what if uh, uh, the baby can be born in an human baby can be born in an incubator
Mm-hmm.
without the female's womb, and they will be a lot more efficient as well as healthier or as equal as traditional uh, development of the embryo.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, will that change uh, humans' perspective regarding the uh, sexual behavior or sexual jealousy within the partners regarding the female? Like, if, for instance, if male
Mm-hmm.
has the couple sexual interface with female for the sake of baby, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But for female or baby or just for fun, it's still okay. And your homies will just community just still accepts. But for female, no one accepts this kind of behavior,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and because it's kind of dangerous for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
that could be because of the yeah. You know what? I can't just explain it, but it's still this kind of dilemma exists. But will this technology, if this technology will be exist, will this change this kind of dilemma regarding the females' attitude toward flirting?
Yeah, good question. This
Several man.
this is a very good question because I actually had some interesting thoughts about it, that it might change everything. We just talked about it today, that like appearance affects our opinions so much, like what we experienced, and we actually discussed it in one of our events as well. Like it's just like human nature. We cannot react to things that are like, we cannot ignore that, right? We can't just ignore the fact that somebody's attractive, and like we automatically forgive them more stuff, and like we are more, inclined to have nicer communications with them, and like that affects us a lot. But I think that yeah, childbirth, it's a whole different thing, and I have a feeling that the humankind is going to stop having children before they solve these problems, and before they, actually, maybe it's just my opinion that for me, the childbirth is actually like, it becomes secondary because of the overpopulation, and just like the quality of life and what's going on in the world. And I just the fact that your child does not have any choice, you invite them into this world, and you never ask them. I'm like, do I really want to invite people into this world? And I think the fact that I don't have to bear, children under my heart, it kind of changes the behavior. Definitely, I think it would change. First of all, like people, women, if they know that their body is going to last longer, because a childbirth is a like a difficult process. I think that women would take care of their body a little bit more. However, when I think about it, I think maybe they would, choose to destroy their bodies, basically, because they don't have to, take care of themselves like men. You could go into extreme sports, you could go crazy, you could drive cars like crazy, because you don't have this feeling of self-preservation because of the childbirth and all of that. What do you guys think? Would it, like, if you take the so many different aspects, and maybe if you want to focus on just one of them or two of them?
I would say that this would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
because you know,
Mm,
at least the mindset could change because of this.
definitely.
Uh, like, uh, you know, uh, when it comes to just the STEM, which is science field, there are definitely few female,
Mm-hmm.
and the ratio of the female is too low in every country,
Mm-hmm.
and this is because of this kind of religious or jealousy stuff
Mm-hmm.
between men and female.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not pretty sure there could be another option or another solution to solve this,
Mm-hmm.
but at least that's this is something I all the time consider, and maybe could help at least somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But but I'm not curious about it or too serious about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The future of the like childbirth is really strange, because like this dilemma is actually so close to reality, because I've seen the news. I think I know what you're talking about. That in China, I think, right, they have like these artificial wombs with for bearing children.
I heard they been had artificial wombs to bear children, but it's just not popular,
Hmm. And
frowned
expensive.
upon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. But that was like, I was younger. I heard about that type of stuff. So, I mean, now you would think it would be something, but I guess that fear about cloning and everything probably has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of technology that we just don't have and that's not shared with us. Um, I wouldn't put it past the powers that be to have that ability and to use it to be planning to use it for a nefarious
Mm-hmm.
reasons like you ever seen Star Wars and they had the clones
Mm-hmm.
like like I don't know, man,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they're planning to clone an army of super soldiers based off, I don't know, based off of Chuck Norris or something. We never know.
You never know yet. Curious.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I have another dilemma.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I like that
Now
dilemma.
it's
Mm-hmm.
now it's for men. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Imagine. Uh, I can't say imagine. It's already exists, but not tested
Reality.
in human human being. Babies can be
Conceived.
the embryo can be developed in a male's
Mm.
uh, abdomen,
Mm-hmm.
and if your partner or most of the future females can't make a birth because of the genetic mutation that they have in their womb or development side of the uh, embryo,
Mm-hmm.
and in the meantime the man hasn't enough uh, power or health to just say, you know, just say health to grow a baby inside their womb. Well, will that change humanity's just mind regarding the raising a kids?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, uh, man just grows baby inside the abdomen, and it's kind of cool though. It's already exists in rats, although the
Mm-hmm.
uh, birth
I,
rate is too low, at least 10%. But yeah, what if this happens in human beings?
Mm-hmm.
hey, Paige.
Hey, Paige, is that you?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. I
Hey.
don't know. I would. If men could, was that the dilemma? Men having baby,
Mm-hmm.
will
Mm-hmm.
it change the world? I think so. I mean, so I don't know, man. I watched a baby be born once. Oh, twice actually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, it was a really like I don't know, it was a really a reaffirming experience. I think that when we start changing stuff like that and we get playing God, we're not even mature enough to
Mm-hmm.
um as a society. I think that's a problem. But for for males to have that experience of bringing life into the, I think is awesome. But I also think it's undervalued already. The power that
Mm-hmm.
uterus has to bring life, to actually bring and nurture life. I don't think that's thought about enough, and I don't think the world respects it enough.
Yeah, good
Um,
point. Very good point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paige, in case if you want to talk to us, like, I think you're muted, so if you tried talking to us, we didn't hear you.
Yes, I was quiet because can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm
Yep.
trying to come on my headset, but I just joined on the phone really quick because I didn't want to miss it. I knew it had started, but I had to finish work.
Yeah, that's really cute that you came, and I was like wondering if anybody got my messages because like there are not too many of us. So we were talking about different dilemmas, and yeah, we're glad to see you and finally to meet you again in the new
Hell yeah.
metaverse platform.
I know.
Did you say you have to go soon?
Oh, she said she got from work.
Ah, okay, from
She's
work.
trying to get on her headset. She's been enjoying on her headset.
Yeah, hopefully. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Still good. Good to
I
see.
think it would be a good thing for, like, I don't know. They say childbirth is like one of the most painfulest things. So I
Mm.
mean, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I understand why people would want to experience something different, but at the same time, I think we may regret that decision down the line. Um, I don't know. I know women and like I mean, like I'm for like the equal rights stuff and the LGBTQ stuff. I'm for that, but like I've heard it explained from a feminist, like
Point of view.
like hey, like we gave up our rights to be at home and have men take care of us. Yeah, or I mean, for a female, like and I guess it all just depends on wants, needs, and desires. Because then I've also heard that hey, we didn't need that. We want to be a part of it. We want to be part of that thing. We want the I don't know, but I've always thought of it's different for me because I was raised by women, so I've always seen women as having all the power. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess in reality, it's not really that way
Mm-hmm.
in like modern society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool that you say that they had power in your community.
Yeah, I've always seen women as having all the power.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, period.
I
All
like the
my
funny
life.
joke that we had like in Russia because with the last changes in constitution, they actually put it in the law actually in constitution that marriage can be done only between like a woman and a man. Like so, they're like it's
Like,
pretty homophobic country if you take it, and it's really funny that there's a joke that. Like what was it, same gender families are fine in Russia because like half of the country was basically raised by same gender families like mothers and grandmothers, so yeah.
yeah, mothers, grandmothers, and aunties.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's how I was raised. Most of in America, they had a real big campaign to
yeah.
lock up a lot of the um, dark skinned male figures.
Mm,
So a lot of me and my peers, none of us was really raised by dads.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, we were all raised by women. And but I just find it weird that we a lot of us don't value women in our lives. We're
Mm,
still, even though that's where we get everything from, we still don't value that at all. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's displayed in our music and our behaviors and everything.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
always seemed weird to me.
It is pretty weird, and I always felt like there's some conflict when I was a child, and I thought about this, religious texts and all of that, and I always felt like there's something wrong about it because like there's like oh God created life and all of that. Well, all the women create life. Why does it like there's
Well,
no
well,
yeah
yeah.
every single day and like
I'm
why is
convinced that if
mhm.
God has a gender, it's female. And I've gotten into like some quite heated arguments with people,
Mm,
and I'd be like, okay, the way God or the way it's described, these are not male traits. These
mm,
are traits of a mother or
yeah
or something like that to if we're talking about loving, nurturing, the care and all that other shit.
mm-hmm,
We get into vengeance and violence. Yeah, those may be male or masculine traits, but
mm-hmm.
nurturing and caring definitely
Yeah,
aren't
mercy. Mm-hmm.
fucking male traits at all. Yeah, mercy, that's not a male trait.
Mm.
That's I don't know.
Yeah,
What's
I don't
I
interesting
mind.
just thought it
about
was
Yeah.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Asian countries' language that they do not have a uh,
Gender. Uh-huh.
gender differentiation between the pronouns. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no she and he.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
we have
really?
only one, and, and regardless of gender, it will be told with this pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have this kind of uh,
Issues, right?
phenomenon that if it's she or he.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, what do
Language
you
is
say?
so important. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They all right? Well, yeah, I think man, I don't know, just um in America we call it
We page is
spelling,
back. Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, I kind of feel like it's kind of really like that, like the words you say create and do make shit happen. So that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much witchcraft all the way around. That's why language is important.
Mm-hmm.
And the power of like affirmations and stuff like that is very important as well. 'Cause you can say something, you can speak into existence stuff for real, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can also unspeak it or bring upon ill will by the way that you talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I've done a lot with like trying to teach people to be more confident, and it's all in the way that they communicate with themselves, the words that they say out of their mouth.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly. Very good point. Yeah, Paige is back. She's wearing a hijab and a headset. Are you there?
It looks Beautiful for you.
Okay, Paige, are you muted again? Let me check. No, you're not. You're supposed to be heard. It's very tempting to make jokes about the hijab. That you're muted. Because of the culture. Anyway, yeah, I think the language is really important to our thoughts, as you said, like because there's like some interesting, striking statistics. There was something that like 90% of the speech that we produce is basically our inner speech. We don't like we speak to ourselves as like much more than we talk to people outside our system, right?
To the outside world.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and like that matters, like how you talk to yourself, and like it represents the way you see yourself, like, and the picture of you actually forms your everyday actions, and those actions actually form your reality. So like it's just like a very straightforward connection. And yeah, language influences a lot, and I was interested in languages from my early years, and I couldn't understand how can people be so dogmatic about some beliefs, just knowing that translation could be, like one of the reasons why you could
Play a
lose like,
factor.
yeah, 30%, sometimes more of the information. Like the whole
More than that.
idea
Yeah.
can be changed by the translation. And for example, Quran or like Hebrew, Aramaic
Or the
language.
Bible.
Yeah,
All of it.
Bible. All
Yeah.
these books were translated multiple times, and like it's just, knowing how much you can lose in translation makes me, more. I want to take it with a pinch of
And
salt.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So
And I mean, I've never, like, I don't speak languages. I've never been that type of person. But that's why I really want to learn like Arabic and stuff, because I
mm,
know that's like one of the world's oldest languages. And for a
mm-hmm.
lot of religions, it was written in Arabic, and or at least in something from that region.
Yeah,
So
I would
it'll be.
recommend to study more about Aramaic. Aramaic was actually one
Or
of
yeah,
those
that's the
roots.
Aramaic.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny that like Muslim people use that a lot. That the word God in Aramaic language actually sounds as Allah, and that's why when they use this
Yeah.
word, they want to make sure that they show everybody that it's like the only true religion. I mean the religion or something. But I think that we just have to be more moderate and careful with stuff that we have in our lives. Yeah, last time I actually watched that video about fasting, and it really changed my mind. I'm like, wow, this is really interesting that they've been practicing something that has been so useful for their health for years and centuries, and like many proponents of Muslim
Yeah.
religion, they say
Right.
that the language.
Yeah, fast
Mhm. Go ahead.
shit. I was just saying that fasting is really like a way to. It's not only just for health, like it's a mental thing too. It teaches you
Mm-hmm.
self discipline.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of factors that go into fasting that's beyond just actual health component. But it also, the moment that you start fasting, when your body starts healing itself, it actually has real effects,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
just the inner spiritual thing. It actually has good physical effects on your body.
Mm-hmm. And just like following your thoughts, like and seeing your thoughts and filtering what you say. It's also part of that practice as well. Like fasting is not only about food; it's about your thoughts, about your speech, about the way you see life and the way you treat life. At least at those 30 days.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it is. In the meantime, I've also what in this condition uh, explanation from just the the sugar and as well as ketone. There is a
Mm-hmm.
two different uh, chemicals to feed the brain,
Mm-hmm.
and during the fasting and starvation, the
Mm-hmm.
cells can't get the sugar,
Mm-hmm.
glucose, and glutamine, but they will receive only ketone.
Mm-hmm.
And
hmm That's the good
this, it,
sugar, or
yeah,
the
this
whatever
is,
it's called.
yeah, uh, and it will just help to just not to receive.
Mm-hmm.
the
Well, I
chemicals
don't
for the
know.
damaged cells and kill those damaged cells or recover.
Mm-hmm.
But it does affect with this situation by fasting. So
Mm-hmm.
it's tightly connected with glucose and glutamine,
Mm-hmm.
and just avoid those stuffs for any kind of disease. It could be cancer or brain
Yeah,
diseases,
yeah,
but
anything. So it could be the common cold. You know, if you can fast through that, and you know how to fast and build up your respiratory system and how to clear that out. I mean, it has a lot of health benefits.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, doctor? There's a doctor who was they sued him. The government sued him for because he claimed that he cured cancer and every disease and AIDS and all this stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
he took 47 or something witnesses that claimed to be cured to the court, and they had dismissed it. Said, yeah, whatever, and he
They're
continued
biased.
to the
Mm-hmm.
day he died. Yeah, until the day he died. Well, no, I mean he won the case,
Wow.
and he continued to the rest of his life till he was killed, curing people of AIDS, cancers, and all this other stuff. And it was by fasting and eating a high. There's a vegetable that has or a moss that has like every ingredient that our human body is made of. It
Hmm.
has in it. So he used to have like the mineral
Amino acids.
diet on top
Mm.
of fasting that brought upon healing. I mean, I guess it was real, but of
Interesting.
course, big pharma runs. So his name was Dr. Sebi.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Paige,
We should.
how's it going? Are you able
Can you
to?
guys hear me?
Yes,
Yep,
finally.
we hear
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I re-entered. So
Yeah,
now I'm here.
and
I
I'm
think
following
maybe,
you.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
one of my controllers is messed up, so you won't be able to see one of my hands. It
Mm-hmm.
might be behind me somewhere, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But but anyway, yeah, so I think like as far as the fasting is concerned, I was reading up on it the other day because they talked about it. Well, they were a couple of weeks ago it came up in Oregon guy's event, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I missed it and then he brought it up the next week, but then I looked it up and I think that it's sort of to both of your guys' points.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's fasting is good, and when we eat, we just need to be careful with what we eat, though. We need to make sure that we're getting our proteins and all of that. But the simple carbs are killing us. They cause that
Killing us.
inflammation around our cells. They feed cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that. But I saw a study too that was talking about cancer patients who fast for Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, and for some reason, women are more likely to continue to fast against doctor's orders than men. But it doesn't really matter. Like if you have cancer and you're being treated, then you do need to get as many nutrients as you can.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to, I think that the balance is like that study was saying, don't just not eat. Like you have cancer, you have to have some amount of resources for your body,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is true. I think the point is, it's like when you do eat, we just can't stuff our faces with sugar and
Mm-hmm.
shit.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess so.
it's
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, especially if you're worried about uh damaged cells replicating, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically what cancer does,
Yeah.
nonstop. And if you're worried about inflammation and all of that, then I think that the fasting definitely helps. And when you do eat, you got to make sure that you get the right stuff in you,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is probably the hard part.
Yeah, I guess so because I'm one of those terrible
Seems like.
examples. Yeah, I like my diet is just like random stuff. So
I'm
yeah.
trying to get I'm trying to
Hmm.
get unaddicted to food. I've been watching a
Unaddicted.
lot of yeah, because I don't know, man. I think we're addicted to food, but I've been watching a lot of and I don't want to say indigenous, but like the African tribes and like how healthy they are and how
Yeah,
often they
fit.
eat and stuff. And then I don't know. There's this. It wasn't in a documentary, but there was just a video of them giving babies sugar,
Mm-hmm.
like a taste of sugar, and the reaction that they were giving off was like I don't know. It just gave off it gave off fucking addict vibes to me. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
ever since I've seen that, and I've heard the discussions about like how little often they eat it over there in the tribes, or how regular, like they'll have like one big meal that one big meal every 2 days, if that. I just I've been trying to break my food addiction. Damn, I try to do it by at least being aware that it's there and that it's happening, but it is like been really hard. So
I know,
I think
especially.
it's something to be said there, man.
Yeah, I think it's considering the situation in America, it's like really difficult to be to break out that addiction, because America is like all about food. Like whenever you go to a party, it's all about food. Like the table is like,
Food,
yeah,
exactly.
full of food. And
Everything.
yeah, yeah. Even if the party is not about eating, right? Like it's going like, for example, the what was it, the baseball games? Like people go to the
Go
baseball games.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl, Super Bowl. We go to Super Bowl to
Everything.
get wings.
I
We eat hella
yeah.
wings.
I go on site to work whenever we have meetings so I can get food.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
The
literally,
culture, the
it's free
culture,
Right.
food.
and it's
I'm
hard
like,
to
It's
I'm gonna
free
find
eat
that.
food,
this and I'm gonna take all the leftovers and bring it home to my son so I don't have to cook. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not joking. That's like a
yeah.
part of my reasoning for going into work is like, okay, they want us there in person and they're serving food.
And they're serving food. They're serving
Exactly,
If they
refreshment.
That's what I'm
weren't, then I
saying.
might just call in from my phone.
It's really hard to fight that, because and especially the fact that, for example, I'm just like too lazy to cook in a lot of situations, and like, ordering
Me
food
too.
is more expensive, and you're
Yep.
like, I end up eating nothing, right? But in America, it's just like food is everywhere, and it's so easy to
Yeah.
access it, like to so easy to cook it. Like everything is just pre you know pre blessed food and prepared, and like, I was like sharing it with my friends that, oh, you know what, in America it's like so hard to find just the regular flour. Like everything is just pre-mixed for, muffins or anything, and just the shops and like
Oh,
the industry, it doesn't, it makes it so much easier for you, and like the bad side of it is that it's really hard to find these, this culture of food everywhere.
It's not based on
It's
the
addiction.
availability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The addiction comes from the way, for instance, I had, or how can I say, in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I can eat enough foods or two portion of regular foods when I do high physical exercises,
Mm-hmm.
as running or pulling and fitness. But as soon as I just drop those fitness exercises, it's hard for me to just stop eating from that given amount of foods, and the matter begins from there. So, because the exercise that I'm eating, that I'm doing, is no longer exist, no longer I'm not doing, and this kind of addiction comes from here. And yeah, it's not because of the food's availability, but the routine change
Mm-hmm.
on the metabolism and properly regulating those stuffs. That's
Mm-hmm.
my view, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think it's just like the practical like lifestyle that you have influences that. I think sometimes while we were talking, actually, I felt like I want to eat something else, and I think because I spent a lot of time at home and I'm bored, and I'm like, okay, what can I eat
Oh,
again, like to entertain myself. So yeah, I guess it depends on your lifestyle as well. If I do something interesting like outside and I'm, traveling, doing some interesting stuff, I don't think about food as much.
Hey,
And
I don't think Paige hears us right now.
uh oh,
She's talking. Can you hear us, Paige? Uh,
she is talking, but I can't hear. Your lips move, but I can't. Maybe she muted herself
yeah.
and talking on the phone. That's also possible.
Well, I hear you. I hear you, but you're not. You're
I
inside
can
of
You
hear you
probably
as
need
probably
to
well.
full screen.
unmute.
Yeah, me and Miley hear you. I don't think Ozzy does. So if you go to audio grouping, yeah, you got to leave that audio group, Ozzy. So if
Mm.
you leave that audio group, then you should be able to hear Ozzy again. She'll be able to.
Okay, maybe
Okay.
I should get some food.
So, where you at on VR?
It's hard to just navigate in
Uh,
VR.
hold on, let me see.
Wow.
So what you do is it should be like a setting in the bottom corner that says um, leave group or something. It should say, oh, I don't know how it looks in VR.
Hmm. Host tools. Maybe I can help.
Yeah, I think you might have some host tool or something here. I have host privilege. Oh
Hey,
no, you don't.
Amaru. Have a newcomer.
Edit location groups. Yep. Because you still don't hear Ozzy, huh?
Guys, do
Yeah,
you?
so what it shows me is that y'all in the group. You gotta leave. If you can pop up, it should be like something that says audio groups or location groups, because that's just editing the spatial audio. Yep. You gotta leave it.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be an option to leave that group that you're in with Ozzy. You gotta. So when I join it, the button changes to leave audio group for y'all group. So so it's just
I literally
yeah.
have no idea.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay, well no, but now
Can
she's in the group with
can
me.
Savage hear
Okay,
me?
so yeah, well I left the group, so now I hear you. So I think we're all good right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One, two,
Okay,
one, two.
can you hear me, Paige? You hear me,
Yeah,
right?
Mylan, can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, excellent.
Perfect.
We're all back together.
Yeah, it's different
So
on here. If you join an audio group with somebody, then you can't hear them. That way, like little sidebar conversations can be stopped out, and it's only like
Ooh.
for one person at a time.
Mhm. It's like at school,
Wow.
like, I'm going to separate you guys if you
Yeah.
make too much noise and talk. Mm-hmm. It's really funny. Yeah, yeah. Do you mind if I like wrap up and leave you guys? Since we started talking about food, I can't stop thinking about. Uh, yeah,
Well,
it
yeah,
was
no,
fun.
you can't go. That's an addiction. You gotta get out of that shit,
I
Ozzy. It's
didn't
not
say
good
that
for
I
you.
want to fight it. Uh,
Nah.
I'm just subduing to
Okay.
whatever happens, right? So, well,
Yeah, I
actually,
guess
to
you've been
be,
here about an hour and
yeah,
a
it's
half.
interesting fact. Actually, I'm in my lowest weight ever because I'm too excited about stuff like going on, and I never have time to cook. Just lose my weight
Yeah.
and
Well, I've
like
been exercising. I do like 2 hours running a day.
wow.
I am
two
not
hours
losing a
of running a
single.
day.
I am not
What do
losing.
you
Well,
run
probably
from a
not that
lion?
much.
Otherwise, I don't see a
Nah, I
reason
just run a
to.
treadmill.
Uh,
But well, I want to be. I want to get back in. I used to fight when I was younger, so I want to get back into fighting. Yeah. So
nice.
I'm trying to actually, but I'm not losing weight. I think I'm gaining a lot of muscle though.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
That's the
crazy.
tricky part.
Got a
Yeah,
lot
many
more
people
stamina.
they are stressed that they don't lose weight, but it's just because of the quality of their muscles is changing. Recently, the girl in the shop
Yeah, that's what's
was
happening.
yeah was so surprised when I told her my size. She's like, "What? You're this size?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, and when I go to some like markets to buy some jeans, they say, "No, no, no, it's the maximum size. We don't have a bigger size." I'm like, "Screw you guys! I'm not that big." So yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
I weigh a lot for a lady. People get surprised when I tell them my weight.
Russia, not in America. You come to America,
Yeah, I'm small
you're
size
gonna
in
be the
America.
skinniest
Sometimes
thing
extra
around.
small. Yeah, yeah. I love
It's-
America in that terms. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Consumerism. Yeah, again, it's because of that food culture, right? Because like there's food
yeah,
everywhere and it's
yes,
so affordable and
it
well,
is, man. We're all fucking fat here.
unfortunately because of the quality of the
yep, we're
food.
fat. We're so fat, and we're so fat that we're kind of like accepting it. We're changing
Exactly.
it to
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
to be
yeah.
fat.
It's so funny that in America, like it's a big thing, the body positive and like not,
Yeah, I don't support that shit no more.
insulting
I think
fat
that's
people. It's really funny the
if we're
I
conversation.
yeah, but
completely
if we're
support.
unhealthy,
I completely support body positivity. Like, I I have like high levels of cortisone in my body because I am overwhelmed, stressed all the time,
Hmm.
and it. I fasted.
Hmm.
I fast now. basically, like I don't even like think about it because I work all day and then I eat dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I work all day and then I eat dinner. So, and I don't lose weight. I'm like the biggest I've ever been, not pregnant. It's so I'm not gonna like shame anybody. And
Right.
I do think that bodies are beautiful and like they're none of my business what someone else's body looks like. Like I'm not gonna judge them. So I think it's fine. Like we shouldn't judge people on what they look like.
Well, we
Right.
shouldn't, but
At
And
that's what
no
we do,
point.
unfortunately.
And
Yeah.
not at all.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be healthy and have a long life.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I got some
yes,
That's
fat
all about
friends that
health.
have
Yes,
died,
yes.
and I feel like we enable them by not saying, "Hey, let's go exercise. Let's take some
that does
time to
not
think about
help.
our
Have you
diet."
ever been that does not help. If so,
I
like
mean,
my
I don't want
that
it
does
not
not
that
help
way, you know.
anybody. That makes them eat more.
Yeah,
Like
not
that's
that
not
way.
helpful to a fat person.
So we gotta
Yeah.
figure
Like
out a
they've never
nice
thought
way.
about going and working out.
Never. Exactly.
Or like there's also like bigger people that are healthier than skinny people because they do work out or they do whatever. Like
They
people are
do.
built
Yeah,
differently.
it's managed. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah. It's
Some
until the
aspects, yeah.
medical community starts caring for heavier people the way they do for less heavy people, I'm gonna leave heavy people alone.
the funniest cultural difference was when I heard that in China they might come up to you and say that you're fat, and like it's for some lady it was
Oh yeah.
a shocking
They put you in
experience.
a boot camp and
And
everything too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
And
was called fat in South Korea all the time and I was skinny back then.
oh, South Korea is
I was
terrible in
like,
that terms. Like they have like super high standards of beauty, and that's very stressful, I think, for people because sometimes you don't even get a decent job because you're like you don't comply to beauty standards. I'm like, wow, that's much
oh, I'm
more
sure.
that's much more stressful than just
Yeah.
being an average person. Yeah, but it was just funny
Yeah.
to hear from somebody that they said that in China it's considered that you if you fat you were able to realize that you understand that, so it's there's no secret that people tell you that you're fat, and it's like something that you shouldn't see as an insult. Like, wow, cultures are so different.
I agree with that. Like I teach my son that fat is not an adjective,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a noun, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that
I've never
and I
had
think
that
that
conversation.
everyone
I feel
huh?
bad now. I've never had that type of conversation with my kids. I feel bad now.
Well,
Mm. Maybe you
you don't
should
have to
stop.
feel bad about it though because like I mean, look at me. I'm a single mom, right? So I have one perspective and
Right.
I don't want my kid to call me fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Most importantly, right?
you know, and I don't want him to well, at least I'm trying to prepare him to have some argument in his own head against the out like society's like pushing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I
Right.
mean, I come from a different time. Like, look at our supermodels in like the 80s and 90s.
Exactly.
Like everything, like we could swing too far, like to your point about like just being too body positive. But I mean, we were jacked up back then,
Mm.
Yeah.
like skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really.
And I was
And if
being
you wasn't
called
skinny,
fat
you were
by,
out of it. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
By
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Like my wife's like 10 years older than me. She tells me all the time, like it's different for her. Like she looks really nice to me right now,
Mm.
but she feels big, and she's not at all.
Mm.
So I understand. It's different standards for the
Mhm.
different gender people.
Yeah, yeah, and different
So,
genders, different countries, different cultures. Yeah, even different size, like
but
levels of the community.
I think our next generation is going to be pretty acceptive of everything at this point.
Hmm.
I think
Maybe.
that's really
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Interesting.
Hey, my kids are really nice to people, but my kids don't really have filters either. But they're really nice. They'll say, "Hey, that's a bigger person, or that person is a little weird looking, or something." They don't really mean harm by it. They're just stating the obvious.
Yeah, like the
Um,
Chinese.
they're aware, like that shit. But I mean, maybe I should talk to them about some of that stuff, about filtering themselves and the stuff they say. Oh, but does that? I don't know. Does that place limits on them, on their own mentality? I don't know. I never thought about it. That
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Yeah, curious. So, in that positive mood, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some snacks, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you next Friday.
Man.
I'll try to send out the invites like a little bit earlier, and maybe we can figure
we're
out.
actually going to try to do
Mm-hmm.
some event platforms so that we can just send out links from event platforms. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if try to come up with some for Russia so that we can our
Yeah.
thing too.
Mm-hmm. Or at least like invite some of the people I know so they could practice their English as well if they have like a good level. Yeah. Slowly but surely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say that this time is really hard for me because it's like Friday afternoon at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So it was hard. So I think for like the United States,
Mm-hmm.
What about
like it was 3
Saturday? Yeah.
here, 2, 1 noon. So it's noon in California. So it's just like the middle of our Friday. So I
Mm-hmm.
You're
stopped
at work.
working so I could get on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At the end, I'm really glad you guys were still here, but I did want to let you know that like Friday afternoons are kind of hard for me. And I'm not the
Well,
like I don't dictate everything. So like if it's best for you
well,
guys,
we
that's
really
fine.
want you here.
Yeah,
We really want you
definitely,
involved too.
definitely.
So,
So yeah.
what about Saturdays around this time?
Maybe earlier.
That's much better for me.
That'd be
Mm-hmm.
much
Mm-hmm.
better.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Okay.
this is what we've
So
done
we'll
like
take some.
in the past as well. Yeah, we tried Fridays and then Saturdays, different times for like are good for different people, and it's not only about time zones but about lifestyles. Like somebody's able to jump in a little bit earlier. Somebody prefers a later time. So yeah, we'll play around with time and keep you posted. Do you get my emails, by the way?
I got one that was talking about this.
Hmm.
Did you send another one? I probably got it. I don't always check my email.
Okay. So
You got one today about this?
Hold on. I
I
feel like I got a reminder about this, but I might have seen it on Discord. Like I got your email about this
Mhm.
the week before last, but I missed last week's.
Mhm.
And then I
And
saw
we're
that
probably gonna
you
make a new Discord
posted.
too.
Yeah, I want you guys to have a Discord and I can get on it because I saw in the humanism Discord, I saw where you posted Ozzy about it,
I
and that
tried.
reminded me.
Yeah. I tried
Yeah,
to
we
do
got a
that.
Discord, but we don't have ownership of it. And the guy who has ownership, we haven't seen in like a year and a half. So
How come that? Still curious to me. Yeah. Anyway, we can start all over again. I think it's just almost empty. So, yeah, we'll talk about it too. I think Discord is a good idea because there are a lot of people on Discord already. So yeah. I'll see you next week. Like I'll let you know in advance. Like I'm gonna send you emails and I'm gonna keep posting on Discord as well. Like I'll try to do that more early because on Discord it was like last minute. So yeah. I'll try to change that.
and look out
And
for some of our events too, because I'll probably just run some ads for events as well across the
Mm-hmm.
world.
Yeah, and next time we can come up
And
with a topic as well. Okay, see you next week then.
yeah, topic is crucial.
Yes.
All right.